A few days ago, Blackrock, the world's biggest fund manager and reliable sponsor of left-wing political causes, came out with a heavily promoted report pitching $4 trillion in climate spending in the third world, all of which will come out of your pocket because the weather gods will not sleep until you are in the pod eating the bugs. Now, Blackrock kicked off with the hilarious claim that climate-related boondoggles in third world countries are currently woefully underfunded. So they, quote, require significant public sector reforms and private sector innovation, blending public and private capital. Translating, public sector reforms means more tax dollars, ideally structured in a way that it becomes a permanent siphon that you cannot see, like, say, the World Bank or the IMF today. And private sector innovation in this context means those tax dollars would bribe companies to plow your retirement savings and your mutual funds into zero-carbon unicorn farts that rust away in tropical jungles. Incidentally, there is a word for public-private blending. It starts with an F and it ends in an ism. Indeed, Blackrock complains that existing blending has not been enough to force multiply private capital. As they put it, quote, public funding has been ineffective in mobilizing private capital at scale. 4 trillion in scale. So they want more, a lot more. Note, BlackRock's $4 trillion dream siphon is on top of existing projections, their base view, for climate spending, which was already $1.7 trillion in unicorn farts last year and rising fast. In fact, it's up 40% in a single year. So why plow so much into climate? I mean, aside from the angry weather gods. Well, Blackrock tells us why, grimly warning of lower economic growth, and this one is cute, lower energy demand. Breaking that down, the lower economic growth would, in theory, be because we are not spending $4 trillion on useless gewgaws. But, of course, that would leave $4 trillion to be spent on useful things. In other words, you're digging 4 trillion fewer holes to fill back in, leaving all those workers and shovels to go do something useful, like, say, build 20 million houses. As for the reduced energy demand, that one is just bizarre. Failing to build thousands of windmills to rust in the jungle has precisely zero to do with how much energy people need to drive cars or heat houses or cook food. Even if the windmills work, it wouldn't impact demand. So BlackRock either doesn't have any economists or they sent them to go buy up houses while the English majors wrote the econ section. So what is next, brought to you by Unchained? Climate is one of the most successful government scams in history. It is right up there with central banking, and it is evolving fast. Back in June, I did a video on an intergovernment plan. They were having a big meeting in Paris to plow between 14 trillion and 30 trillion into green boondoggles in the third world. This little BlackRock gambit would spread those tentacles into your retirement accounts. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.